Good morning, everybody. It's Aaron over here at the Kilby Life, and I'm out for my morning walk slash sprints. I know I'm not working that hard.
We work hard, we play hard.
I walk 100 yards and then I gotta run up this hill. Let me catch my breath, then I'll talk. So I thought I would take you guys along on a walk and talk. Kind of give you an update on what's going on. Maybe a little insight to my Monday through Friday routine. So I get up, I go downstairs, make a hot cup of salted water, sit down, try to take some moments in the quiet of the house to just be, essentially be, not be a human doing, but a human being, where I just sit there. Sometimes try to direct my thoughts, but try to just let my thoughts do their thing, but then kind of sit back and monitor them, just to see where I'm at. And then I'll read my Bible. Right now I'm going through the Bible, the whole Bible again, but like reading an Old Testament book, then the New Testament, the back and forth. This morning I was in Galatians, and right off the bat Paul was talking about not setting the grace of God to the side. And I've been a Christian for 20 some years now. But before that, you know, the Apostle Paul, like, he was a murderer and a religious murderer. But I was just a thief and a drug addict. Just not a good guy. But so I have this old life and a new life that I'm living, and I just can really relate to not setting the grace of God to the side. It's like, I don't want to take God's grace, and I don't want to like mess up, do things wrong just so I take his grace. But inevitably, I think what Paul's saying is that if we don't take his grace, that means that we're trying to do things ourselves again. And I'm never going to be able to follow all the laws, all the regulations, even the 10 Commandments. I can't make it through a day without breaking one of them, especially since Jesus upped the ante on all of them. So I'm always learning that I just need to thank God for his grace. Try not to do things on my own power. Have God fight for me and work for me. Really pay attention to what he wants me to do, what the Spirit is saying, not in my own power. And inevitably, there's going to be a need for grace in my life. And I'm thankful for it. That's why it's there. There's still that part of me that's like, how dare you hurt God's feelings by using grace? How dare I run and hide from a loving Father?
I am your Father.
So I read my Bible. Then I get up, get everything ready. I'll probably drink about 1 cup, like the measurement, 1 cup of black coffee. After a while, I try to stay up at least a half hour before I drink coffee. And then I come outside, put this new weighted vest on. I think it's 24 pounds. I was gonna buy a nice fancy one, and then this one got donated to charity. And so I got myself a good deal on one. But then bought it at a thrift store. But then I go outside, walk around the corner, and I sprint up this hill. And so I've heard, like, when it comes to like the HIIT training, Dr. Sean Almeida was talking about this. I think that's his name. But 6 to 10 seconds of a sprint. And I don't necessarily like it, but it's better than running.
Run, Forrest, run! Run, Forrest!
Actually, I do like this way better than running. And then I could just walk. And when I decide to take a 7-10 minute or second sprint again, I do it. You know, it's kind of awkward walking around out here with this thing on and running spandex shorts, and I should put my hood on. At least that makes me not look like a cop. Support the police. Is that political? Probably. No politics there. Hey. Yeah, I always feel like I look like a cop. It's like, yeah, who cares? If someone say hi, we'll talk. Gotcha, I'm not a cop, I'm a preacher. And then, yeah, there's this hill coming up over here that I've been running up backwards. Unfortunately, they're doing a bunch of work over here, so they've been parking trucks in the way. So can't you just run up backwards anywhere? Well, there's a line that I could follow, because if you've ever ran backwards, you know, you get this fear that you're gonna hit something. You want to make sure you're not falling on your butt, smacking your head. I do 1.5 miles, which is not a ton, but you know, I'm under time constraints and I'm doing it 5 days a week, and I believe the hard work is going to pay off, and it adds up. Then I go home and I do bench presses, lats, I do curls. I haven't been doing squats because I hurt my knee. That's why I've been running backwards up this hill. But I tried some squats the other day and I still hate them, but I still feel like it's one of the best exercises I've done for mobility. I just got to make sure that I do them right, keep my feet on the ground, my back straight, so I don't hurt my knee again. You live and you learn. Maybe I should listen to YouTube comments. Well, there's trucks up here, so I'm always busy lately. This is my real busy time of the year, so it's harder for me to do videos and find the time to edit them. We didn't go live this Wednesday, which we were trying to do every other Wednesday, but we can't now because we're booked on that day because of our kids and building them up into being good, productive members of society that love Jesus. It's a noble task, but yeah, I'm like, man, just start getting in a routine of something that we have to switch it up. You know, there's seasons for stuff, but yeah, I apologize to anyone who's missed me.
So, do you miss me?
I'm still working at these things, and some people are like, oh, I can never do what you're doing. Other people are like, dude, you're a total schlub. Like, that's not really a workout. That's hardly a workout. I'm like, well, I'm getting stronger and I'm getting better. And I'm enjoying myself and living in such a stressful life right now. You know, having 8 kids is stressful, but honestly, my job is what's stressing me out. Or maybe it's, you know, the fear of the unknown. I feel like I'm often caught like in a position where like at any moment I could get a phone call, text message from home or from work saying there's this big catastrophe and we need you to be on the ball, and it's tough. And as I'm saying, I'm just like, no, I remember what I read this morning, like I need to rely on God, and I need to rely on God and have Him fight for me and and do the best I can. And I'm not going to put grace to the side because I'm just a human. I'm just a man. Trying to deal with the stress in a healthy way. Trying to find good tools to get my mind at rest. And also to focus when I need to. But I'm over a year and a half on the carnivore diet. I need to start writing down how long I've been on it. I'm working harder than I ever have.
Hey, aren't you Richard Simmons?
And I'm getting healthy. And my job is stressful right now and it's a lot of hard work, but I'm also doing it. Have some days where I'm moving furniture and I'm like, man, I'm glad I'm in better shape now. I still need to feel like I need a break from now and then, but yeah, the hardest part is needing more help and having to do the work of multiple people at the same time. One of the things that happened this last week is that I went to a cardiologist. So my doctor, my primary doctor, who I don't want to go back to, I have some anxiety about ever going back into that office again. I have anxiety about calling him on the frustrations I have with him. But I'm having a hard time finding another primary doctor, and I also am gun shy to try to pull a trigger on a doctor that's just some random doctor, and to find a low carb doctor that's a primary care locally is seeming to be near impossible. Now my wife's like, maybe you should just pay out of pocket if you're really concerned, but I'm like, well crap, I'm not even that concerned. This cardiologist appointment on my schedule for months, and I went in there, and I'll bring you guys a video about it, but it had to been one of the worst experiences of my entire life. I go in there and like, oh, we see that you got a CAC scan. Why did you get a CAC scan? And I was like, well, because I was just trying to get a baseline. She's like, did your doctor order that? And I was like, no, I ordered it. Okay. Then she's like, well, it's 100 something. It's 122. But I was like, and she was like, so what we're gonna do is we're going to do this test, this test, this test. Your score's not that bad, but we'll put you on a statin and a baby aspirin. I'm like, here we go. Here we go. I'm like, well, what if I tell you that I don't want a statin? She's like, well, then that's the whole point of being here. I'm like, that's the whole point of doing tests. I'm like, well, I ordered it myself. So the only reason you know what my score is because I went out and got one. People drive me crazy, but she's like, what you need to do is you need to cut out red meat. You need to eat lots of fiber.
Fiber?
Yeah, I hate really being that guy that like has to get combative with my doctor. And I don't think I was combative, but I believe that the moment that I said I didn't want a statin, her demeanor changed. It's like, what do you eat? I was like, meat, eggs mostly. It's like, you gotta have fiber. You gotta eat vegetables. You don't eat vegetables, you gotta have vegetables. She's like, you need sweet potato, you need potato. I'm like, well, that will bring back my diabetes. Like, should know it. No, it won't. I'm like, okay. I feel like I felt like getting up and leaving a couple times. And at the end, we kind of went back and forth. She's like, well, I guess we're gonna have to agree to disagree. Agree to disagree. No, I don't agree with that. I think you're wrong. How can I go to the doctor, go to a cardiologist, which yes, if you're not sick, don't go to the doctor. Yes, I'm learning this the hard way. But I'm also trying to learn all that I can to bring wisdom to people that probably won't take it like me. Yeah, so whatever, okay. But I go into this doctor. I'm the healthiest I remember being in a long time. Maybe in my entire adult life. You need to eat vegetables because if you just eat protein, your body is going to eat itself because it doesn't have the carbs. I'm like, I think what you're saying is like, I need to have carbs. And she's like, yeah, you need carbs. I'm like, well, I don't need carbs. My body will make all the carbs it needs. She's like, yeah, but it'll eat your muscle. Body will eat your muscle. I'm like, well, if you're not eating adequate protein, yes. And if you're not getting enough nutrition, you know, and enough fat and stuff like that to fuel your body will eat the fat. And she's just like, she did not like one thing that I was saying. So I left. We were like, all right. And she's like, there's the door and you could check out. And I went up to check out and they're like, she didn't set you up with another appointment. And I was like, yeah, I won't be back. Which makes me kind of feel like a tool, but I'm trying to fight for myself. And just because my ApoB or my LDL cholesterol is high for their standards, I gotta take the drugs, and that's the only thing that can save my life. And it's like, I was telling my wife the thing about like my body eating its muscle, and she's like, did she even look at you? I was like, yeah, literally, I've been gaining muscle. So I'm gaining muscle, but somehow my body's eating it by eating the vegetables. But I was like, yeah, you know, there's subfraction tests for the LDL or the ApoB. You know, the big fluffy ones or the dense bullet-like ones. And she's like, well, the American Cardiologist, this is their standard and this is what I'm going by. I'm just like, should I send her some information or should I just let it go? And there's a guy that I'm coaching on here, and I sent him a picture of the lady's face, and I was like, this is the woman that made me cry. She didn't make me cry, but it pissed me off. Can I say that? Yeah, I can say that. Because I just felt little again. I'm tired of feeling little. All right, let's go lift some weights. So what I'll typically do is just take this 35-pound dumbbell and just, I kind of choke it up and do hammers first. I would say straight. Keep your elbow on the side. Usually I could do way less to start. This arm feels stronger. Just a little taste of some of my workouts. So I'll do these hammers, and then I'll do some shoulder work with them where I get down and go like this. I'll do my lats, and I'll do my bench presses, and that's all the working out that I do. That's all the strength training I'm doing right now. And it seems to be working, like boom, boom, boom. For the memes. Yeah, I know I'm super weird. If you want to see more workout videos, let me know. Like more in depth of just the simple thing that I'm doing. I don't have enough time this morning to show you that. So just make sure you tell me that, and then I'll make sure I make the time to do it. Yeah, I'm still going at it. I'm still working at stuff, and I'm still thankful for the carnivore diet for changing my life. I'm still thankful for the journey that I'm on. I'm trying to stay positive. I have a lot to be thankful for. I do have some frustrations in my life, like we all do. Some things that aren't going the best. I have things I wrestle with in my head. Self-doubt, negative self-talk.
Hey, how's that gum treating you, dum-dum?
You know, going to that cardiologist stirred me up briefly. Because it's like, you always get that thought in the back of your mind, or just that pit in your stomach, like, am I doing the wrong thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? Should you just take the drugs? LDL cholesterol is a blessing from God. My body makes it. My body makes it. I told the doctor that, and she's like, well, it's making too much. If I've learned anything about doctors in the last few years, yeah. Do your own research. All right, I want to thank everyone for watching these Kilby Live videos. Don't forget, if I've earned your subscription today, make sure we get it. Like this video, share this video with anyone you think they could use it. Hey man, if I can go on a carnivore diet for a year and a half, lose 50 pounds, reverse my type 2 diabetes, reverse my hypertension, get rid of my sleep apnea, my wife stop hitting me in the middle of the night.
Don't want to hit me. Don't.
You can do it too. I'm 45 years old. The carnivore diet changed my life, and I'm getting better every single day. Kilby out.